I dipped 132.5 kilograms at 16 years old at 72 kilograms body weight. So there is no one stronger than me. And to reach that level of strength, it took me years of training. I had like minor injuries, minor setbacks, but nothing set my progress back and like reset my progress as this annoying ass pain over here in my elbow, like right over here. You probably know what I mean. If you clicked on this video, you exactly know what I mean. Pain exactly over here while I was doing weighted dips. You don't know what the fuck that is. I didn't know that. It's annoying and it clicks also sometimes. It's just you attempt a heavy PR or you do as many reps as possible, like an AMRAP with whatever amount of weight, and it hurts like shit. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you the exact steps that made me fix this issue forever, because it took me 7 months of actively trying to figure out something to fix it. I did basically everything that you can think of. And once I discovered what actually works, I fixed it like in 2 months. And students in Calisthenics School, which is my own educational workout platform, where I also teach these things, they are able to fix their injuries within a month, literally. So here is the complete guide to fix your inner elbow or elbow pain or whatever. This also applies if the pain is over here. Some people say that it's right like over here in this part. It's also really actionable to fix that pain also. So let's get to it. They're actually like the 2 first steps can fix it instantly. Like literally imagine you have this pain and it can fix it instantly. So you don't reset your progress or anything. You don't need to do complicated things. You can just do these 2 things, these one and the second thing, and you will fix it instantly. The first thing is that you may think like you can't switch grips. Like your dip bars, those are either like straight ones or the V ones, and other than that, there is no other grip. I have dip bars. I have the straight ones, so there is even less grip variation. And you can switch the grip. So the bar is exactly like this. You can slide your palms out and do your dips more with your triceps. If you just try that, like shifting the hands, shifting it a little bit, so it's like more on your triceps, the pain might actually just go away. I had one guy in like a live call, I do like these live calls and stuff, and he was saying like he had a dip bar in his home gym, like he was recording like this, and he said like it constantly hurts when I go like this. I said, rotate it, I said him like this. So it's more of a neutral grip like you would use on the bench press. So rotate a bit like that. I do dips with like that grip. He did it and was like, holy shit, I just fixed the pain. So that was really, really amazing to hear. So just try to shift your hands like this or like this and it might fix it. If that doesn't fix it instantly, you should try to vary your grip width. So many times you can't do that if you don't have the V setup dip bars. You can't really change a thing, but I can change a thing. I have a home gym. So I just put a big fucking piece of wood in the middle to like widen the dip bars. I'll put a picture on the screen. It's really funny. It works. They're wider by like 2 centimeters. I'm trying to increase the grip width, so I'm the widest dipper in the world. So I literally, I don't know, dip like this. Now, step 3. If the 2 first steps didn't really work for you, you tried switching grip widths, you tried alternating your wrist, it helped a bit, but it didn't fix it at all. What you should do in order to fix this injury, to not make it worse, and to keep making progress so you don't like reset your progress or anything, you should start training with a bit lower intensity. So let's say you go to failure on every single set, go to max RPE 10. So let's say 2 or 3 reps in reserve. For now, this won't be forever. And let's say add more sets. So if you're, let's say, doing I don't know, let me invent something, 3 sets of 10 reps, do 4 sets of 10 reps with less intensity, because if you do less intensity, your rest breaks can be easily shorter. So let's say you usually rest for 5 minutes in between each set to failure. Now you can just rest 3 or 2 minutes. This practice of increasing the amount of sets and decreasing the amount of intensity will give your joints like more time to recover and do these other things that I'm gonna talk in step 4. And also make sure to not go above a 3 out of 10 pain. So doing dips and some people are like, oh, it hurts, I'm just not going to do it. How much does it hurt? Oh, it's like a 1 out of 10 pain, it's really subtle, it sometimes pops. Like, don't be a bitch, train anyway. Until it gets above a 3 out of 10 pain, you should be able to train as normal. Now, step 4. This is where it gets interesting because I'm gonna teach you the CPR method that I use my students in Calisthenics School, and also for me, every time I get like not like an injury, I almost never get injured, only like small minor stuff. When I have, let's say, some problems with my shoulder, or problems with my elbow, or problems with my wrist, it's applicable. Might even also be applicable to the knee. I don't know, I never tried it. So the CPR method stands for C, cartilage. Cartilage is the thing that separates your bones. That's what makes bones essentially grind on each other. That's what makes your joints lubricated. If you made a pretty reasonable amount of progress, you might experience that your collagen isn't as strong as your muscles, because your muscles can grow faster than your like collagen in like, not collagen, but cartilage inside of your joints can grow. So that is the issue that you are running into. So how can you increase cartilage growth? You increase cartilage growth by 1, eating cartilage. So let's say you have chicken wings, you break the bones and you eat that crunchy bit, you know, like make that kind of sound, eat that. Don't be a bitch, eat it. You want stronger cartilage? Eat cartilage. If that doesn't only work, I do all of these practices. You should also make your diet include more animal-based foods. I'm almost all animal-based, like I eat basically everything that comes from an animal, some fruits, nothing in between, no vegetables. Because vegetables, they basically don't have any nutrients, they only have like anti-nutrients and fiber, which is something that you don't really need and stuff like that. So make sure to eat as much animal foods as possible. And if you want a supplement, the best supplement is called Alevis. This is how it looks like. I take it 2 scoops, 2 times a week, something like that. Now, CPR. The P stands for pump. So pumping the muscles, or like pumping the joints, you can call it, enhances the amount of blood flow into your joints. So that makes your joints more lubricated because it forces more blood, like more nutrients inside of that specific part of your body. And it also directly helps with the clicking or the pain. The best way to do it is to find an exercise that, for me, for you also, skull crushers. Skull crushers with the easy bar is the best exercise for that. Naked elbows, no elbow sleeves. Put on a tiny bit of weight and pump that shit for 30 and more reps. It's not really a tricep exercise. Like my brother does, used to doing skull crushers, and he said like, oh, it hurts my elbow. Yeah, because it's an elbow exercise, not a tricep exercise. So just pump it, a lot of reps, boom, 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 a lot of sets, just to enhance blood flow. Don't go past a 3 or 4 out of 10 pain. Outside of that, it's not really beneficial for you. It's hurting you even more. But a slightly bit of pain is okay. That's how I fixed this injury. That's how other people that I coach fix this injury. So it will probably also work for you. You can also do other exercises like tricep extensions with resistance bands. I know, close grip push-ups, dips, if you can do above 30 reps, like bodyweight dips, you know what I mean. Chair dips, whatever. It needs to be 30 reps plus. It can't be like 10 reps, because 10 reps, yeah, you are basically training the muscle and you are not pumping it that much. Pumping the muscle is the main reason why you are doing these reps. And if you ask, how often should you do this pumping exercise? I was used to doing every single time before and after a workout for one specific exercise. So let's say skull crushers, 2 sets of 30 reps to mild discomfort, not to failure, pumping it. Then at the end of the workout, I would do some banded tricep extensions, hang the band, do this, and it will get way, way better. CPR. R means for rest, recovery. You need to enhance your recovery so your essentially tendons and joints can recover. So you need to get enough protein from animal-based sources. Those are the best ones. And you should also try to get really good sleep. But there are also other recovery practices that you should start doing, not only to increase your joint health and joint recovery, but muscle recovery, tendon recovery, CNS, central nervous system recovery. You should definitely check out this video, which is all about recovery. And if you want more in detail of the CPR method, you should also check out this video over here. Bye. Take care, bro. You got this.